I want to ask you a question. Who's coaching you? Who's asking you the tough questions? Who's telling you, man, you're the common denominator to all of your issues and challenges? Who's telling you, man, all day long you become the magnetic pulse that attracts to you both good and bad? I want to be your life coach. I want to be the one that cheers you on to the finish line. I want to be the one that you ask the tough questions. And it doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but that means that you have a partner, someone who believes in you, not the you see right now, but the you can't imagine, the you that you are to become, the you are destined to be. I always say we both need the positive and the negative. It's not enough to have the knowledge of the matter, but we must have the wisdom as well. For wisdom settles it. And that's what I want to offer you as you join me on the Coach's Corner. I want to offer you the wisdom of the matter. Maybe it might be relationships, talking about our campaigns for more, for life, the dark room for our subconscious, our spiritual journey. Whatever it is, I want to be there to encourage you, to build you, to challenge you, to cheer you on to the finish line. I'm qualified to do this. Why? Because I'm you.
That's right. Good day to you. Another day has risen, and we are smack dead in the center of it. And I trust that you are doing well. I trust that your life is going according to plan. I know you always hear me say that, and you probably say, what the heck does that mean? Well, one day we'll talk about it. But meanwhile, thank you to all the listeners around the world from all genres of life, all classes, all villages, all tribes, all communities. Thank you for taking a chance and listening to me. Assuredly, as I always say, I bring to the table a plethora of issues, personal and professional, but I also bring to the table the wisdoms from the scars of the life, of this journey of life that I've lived. And I trust that somehow, some way, somewhere, something I have done, some part of my integrity, some part of my credibility will earn me the right to speak into your life. Too many people take for granted that they can just speak into your life and get the respect and honor, but I trust that I'm earning that. And assuredly, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and from the staff. We thank you so very much. As small as we really are, we thank our worldwide audience. Twitter, thank you so much. Spreaker, thank you so much. All of you that are on Spreecast, Voicecast, iBroadcast TV, Shoutcast Radio was what I was trying to think of one session. Thank you so much for those of you that are joining us there. That is your mobile way to connect with us. If you want to listen to us as you're on the go, you would listen to us on Shoutcast Radio. You type in SIBN Radio by Select USA TV. All right. And you can then download the Win app. I think it's the Win app. Or you could just go to your phone's apps and just look for Shoutcast Radio. You know, there's some more than one way. But I just want to thank you. Thank you for my Facebook fan page listeners. Those of you that are listening in the States, thank you. Those that are listening you over in Asia, Europe, thank you so much. Australia coming in strong. Thank you so much over, excuse me, South Africa, parts of North Africa as well. Thank you so very much, according to the stats here. Thank you so much. I am so appreciative. Today we just want to talk briefly about if you're self-employed, there's 3 things that you need to do. There's 3 things that you need to do if you work for yourself. Before I give and talk about those 3 things, I want to say this, that we saw this coming. Many of you saw this coming 20, 30 years ago. The employment or the entrepreneur spirit has risen worldwide since we have connected a global economy to every economy in the world. What we do here in America, in Atlanta and Michigan and New York, San Francisco, affects those in Timbuktu, believe it or not. Affects those. It may not affect them as much as it would over in London, England, but the point of the matter is that now we are tied together with an economic string that cannot be broken. through more than just the internet. The internet is the culprit, but of course, but we are connected, and we cannot avoid the consequential actions of irresponsibility, no matter where it occurs. If China does not improve its food regulatory processes, over time, the markets by which those products are sold to suffer. And then, restrictions go into place. Trade is not fair anyway. I don't know why I'm even discussing that, but I really do think that China's getting over right now. But, I mean, the point of the matter is we're connected. We're connected. And so the first thing that I want to do is I want to comfort those who are working for themselves. You're the small guy. I'm not talking about the guys who were able to get loans per se. You too, but there are a lot of people that didn't get loans. They started, with their own money. I know I started with my own money, and I put thousands, tens of thousands of dollars into my project, and I should be thankful that I had the money available to put it into my project. But so, now we're working, of course, on a return, but, it's a long curve. It's a long turn because this is all new. Had this all been established, the internet, .coms, .orgs, internet radio, all these things were already established, it would be different. But the curve of it is that there must be a constant learning. So we're all connected. That's point one. Point two is what I'm saying is for the little guy, the guy that didn't have a lot of props behind him or her. Not to say that the guy who had props don't need the same things. Of course you do. But I have a certain, heart for the guy who did have a choice but to put up his own, 50K, 100K, 25K, 5K, whatever the case may be. And he didn't have a lot of support. She didn't have a lot of support. A mother that just started baking the hell out of pans and pots, and she had a recipe, and she just started with nothing. I have a passion for people who started with nothing. Okay, obviously you can tell that, but we are connected worldwide, and this particular show is dedicated to those who started with nothing, or you lost everything. You had everything, but you lost everything, and you had to start with nothing. My specialty has always been starting with zero. But as to today's show, we have to have some staying power. We have to have some staying power. We have to be flexible, and we have to invest back into the business. Let's talk about staying power real quick. Staying power simply means I do the same routine. I'm not talking about the details per se, but I do the same industry every time you see me. You Google my name, I'm doing the same thing. You check my email signature, I'm doing the same thing. You check my phone signature, you check my text. Everything I do is consistent with what I say I want. I have, and I will continue to establish, so help me God, credibility in my industry. Do I know everything about it? No, I don't. Are others better than me at it? Yes, they are. Do I really care about the competition? Yes and no. Am I aware of who my competitors are? Somewhat, I am aware. But I think that the stand power means learn you and then do you. You can't do you unless you learn you. What in the world makes you tick? What in the world pushes you to action? That passion and that dedication and that discipline, along with desire along without discipline and dedication is nothing, but that coupled with desire, discipline, and determination gives you staying power. And what I was going to talk about was the rebuilding of a magnetic consciousness. But I said, okay, let's Coach Marcus, let's don't go deep, okay? People want stuff simple. But the point of the matter is, everything that we ever needed is already done. Everything that we already need is already finished. That's just what I believe. God is not there trying to go get some opportunity for you. God, everything, the promises are yeah and amen. So all you have to do is just build a magnetic consciousness to bring the opportunities to you. In other words, preparation, dedication, passion. You know what I'm saying? All of these things are under staying power. Second, flexibility. Flexibility is a mother. I'm telling you, flexibility is a mother that can trip you, dip you, and turn around and rip you and strip you, and before you know it, you'd be like, just give me a freaking job. Flexibility works in so many. I mean, that's the wisdom of the matter, if you really want to know, to me. Flexibility. Oh my goodness. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to talk about flexibility. You're not flexible. You are absolutely out of your mind. This economy that we're building and that we're in now is totally different from what your grandfather and your mother went through, your father went through, your uncle went through, your auntie went through. This new economy is absolutely out of this world. You're going to have to be more flexible. Even your personal preference for race, your personal preference for exchanging and interacting with various classes of people, all of these preferences, all of these preferential treatments, preferential ideologies are at risk in this economy. And flexibility is a must. As soon as you present something as dogma in your own mind, you're going to find an opposing curve to it. And you're going to be out of opportunities sticking with what you think is the only way. Now, that doesn't mean you're not principle based, but for instance, can you run a business if the bank won't, increase your credit line? Yes, you can. Well, where am I going to get the money? Well, hold on a minute. And that's an issue. Business owners are both small and large. Because those that are on a small scale, that started with nothing, as I started at the beginning, use their credit lines along with their cash. Those that have loans from the bank, they have their issues as far as getting, I don't want to say refunding, but getting, a lower interest rate refinance, And so the flexibility that is required is absolutely probably why the stress has incurred. Because, oh my goodness, if I bend one more time, if the wind blows from the east one more time, I'm about ready to go nuts up in here. But you got to stay flexible. I remember when I first started working online, I would get so sleepy working, online, because I wasn't used to the screen resolution. I wasn't used to, it's a lot of things just wasn't. I was like, why do we have to do this? .com, .org, www. Why do we have? I don't want to do this. I wasn't born into it, so you're not going to hear the kids saying that. But that's what I said. I don't want to do this. And then I realized I better learn now before I get left behind here. And if I want to create something, this would be a great way to create. But I had to stay flexible. I had to stay up later than I had preferred. I had to, then I had to have 5 screens, then 4 screens, and then 5 screens, then 6 screens. I only have 3 on my desk now, but my goodness gracious, I had to have more to keep up, and it just taught me how to be flexible. It really, really did. And then the last word, invest. I want to say a word about investment, and I'm not talking about those who have to do, and you got all the connections, and all you do is call Johnny up and tell him, let you borrow $5K, and you call your buddy, go drink beer with your buddies, and play golf with your partners, and then you can get money. There's a lot of us out here that we don't know what that means. We don't know. You talk about pull yourself up by your bootstraps, brother. I invented my bootstraps. There were no bootstraps to pull up on. My father was well-to-do. Paid his debts, was debt-free back in the 70s before the church was teaching debt freedom. I found that out later. Bought his house cash. Bought his cars cash. I just found these things out in the last maybe 15, 20 years. But the point of the matter is this. Nobody gave me no bootstraps to pull up on. He taught me personal responsibility. He taught me all about personal accountability, principle-based living. Screw that. That didn't build my income. I was bucking against a system that was changing. The 80s and the 90s and 2000s, that's all 30 years of strict change. I'm talking about make a sharp right up ahead. For real. I mean, all the stuff that they were telling us back in the 60s and the 70s about do this and do that, it was all the bottom line, take the principle out of everything that they were saying in the 60s and the 70s, because other than that, everything else you can throw out the window, because we had to make a sharp right ahead. We had to make a sharp right ahead, and everything changed. Everything changed, from how we talked on the phone, how we communicated, to how we drive. Everything changed, to how you apply for a job. Everything changed. So by virtue of default, some people who were trying to invest in what they were all about, invest in their ideals and their concepts early on using old methods, got caught in the thicket and perhaps felt left behind on a traditional level as well as a non-traditional level. When I say left behind, I mean, with the banking issues that we've gone through in the past 15 years, from mergers and on and on and on. I can go on and on, but I won't go on and on about banks. One of the saddest changes is our banking system in America. But you have to invest back into your project. Now, so what I wanted to talk about for the little guy, the guy that has no bootstraps, he's in the back in the booth making straps to put on the freaking boots. And then he pulls them suckers up. That's investment. That is investment. That is investment. When you take, you need a dolly for your tripod, for instance. And you know that you have budgeted, to pay credit cards and your bills and everything. But this dolly would make your job so much easier. And you go to the store, you expect them to spend about $30 or whatever. You see one for $200 some dollars. I looked at the guy. I said, man, dude, do you have one a little less expensive? Well, I got this one over here, $85, $90. But when you make that investment, you got to do it by faith, is my point. If you're the little guy, you ain't got nobody else to fall back on. You baking those cakes, you baking those cupcakes, you making that chocolate, you making those candles. You're servicing those customers. My point is, whatever you are doing, I was out at the store a couple weeks ago, and I saw some thank you cards, and I picked them up. And bought them. And I think I might have saw it somewhere, heard it somewhere. But I said, you know what? My next client, I'm just going to handwrite a thank you note. Why? Because I'm investing. I have to invest in non-traditional measures, because all the traditional measures that I was taught to honor and respect has cheated me in the game. I'm not crying about it. I ain't a victim. I'm just telling you what the real true deal really is. We have been, for the common person doing uncommon things, if you will, for the person who really aspires to greatness through service, you know what I'm saying, for those who really have purpose-driven lives and who have put concepts to the test and ideologies to the test to ensure that service is still the central part of vision. That's the little guy. Don't have a whole lot of props. I mean, I ain't got a whole bunch of you guys talking to me, do you? You're not all sending me emails at once. Oh, you just can't wait till my show comes out. And you're sending, what site can I go and donate? We're the little guy, and I don't care. Because I know that if I stay in the game, if I'm flexible and willing to change, and if I invest by putting my money, my personal resources, my personal time where my mouth is, I will come out a winner. I know it, I believe it, I stand on it. Now, I would love to have your help. We got the website, www.WeSupportSelectUSATV.com. We just, we got that back up and running. And we want people to subscribe. We want people to support. People think that stuff is free. It's not free. Nothing is free. If you see something's free, somebody paid for it. Somebody's paying for it somewhere. Nothing is free. I tell you a way to invest when you go out to eat. Take your wife out to eat, your husband out to eat, your girlfriend out to eat, your boyfriend out to eat, your mother, your father. Tip. Don't walk away from that table unless you give a tip. That's investing in your future, because still service is the center of your mission. And your purpose-driven life is not void of honoring those who are smaller than you. Self-employed, stay in the game, baby. Stay in the game. Take some time off. Do some vacation. People say, I can't afford to take a vacation. You can afford not to take one. Vacation is currency. Time away is rest translates into opportunities, new thoughts, new patterns, new concepts, new ideas. Things you would have never come up with had you not had a change of landscape, a change of perspective, a change of environment. A change is required to stay in the game. And then be flexible. Some of y'all is too hardcore, man. Come on. Dude, I just don't do that. The first thing I heard a young lady say that one to me. I'm a bad chick. I mean, I don't know why she was trying to impress me. Who am I, right? I'm a bad chick. It was like jokingly, but somewhat semi-serious. I'm a bad chick. Every time she would say something at the end of it, she would say, I'm a bad chick. Be careful when people repeat things repeatedly. They're giving you hints and clues that something is wrong. Might want to tighten up your bootstraps and get ready to get the hell out of there. She kept saying that. I'm a bad chick, I was like, why do you keep, why are you saying that every 5 minutes? What, am I supposed to be scared or something? But the bottom line is, you're telling on yourself. See, who you think you need, you don't, and who you think you won't need, you will. Let me say that again. Who you think you need, you don't need, and who you think you won't need, you will. And as soon as you say what you won't do, you end up having to do what you said you won't. And as soon as you say what you will do, you end up having to not do what you promised. That's dogma. You gotta be flexible. If you don't know that your yay is going to be yay and your nay is going to be nay, hold your peace and tell your folks, I'll get back to you. I'm not sure about that. Let me sleep on it. I haven't come to a conclusion on that. Let me get back to you. Stay flexible. Don't put yourself in a corner because somebody talks a good game or because you got access to other resources. That's another thing. Stay flexible. Stay still. Don't let something tie you up and tie you down to the point that now you can't move about the cabin freely. And then invest in yourself. When you stop and take time with your kids away from your business, that's investing in your business, because we don't want you to have a successful business and an unsuccessful family venture, unsuccessful family journey, unsuccessful son or daughter who will swear that you never took time. You never took time. You never stopped. I grind 24/7, one guy told me, and I never sleep. Sleep is for punks, he told me. Like, I'm a punk then, because I'm going to bed. I mean, I'll do my 12 or 14, but you know what I'm saying? Before it's all over, bro, I got to get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because sleep is currency. Vacations are currency. You take a vacation, you just paid yourself a check. I'm serious. I am so serious. Engineers flagging me that my time is up. Sometimes I do 10 minutes, sometimes I do 30. So, but you know what I mean? This is you in the new economy. I have my roots in my principles. But my roots go deep enough that they allow me the wisdom of flexibility. And through my flexibility, I understand through the wisdoms of life that I can invest in the small things. It doesn't have to be the big investments. Some of you out there that have well-to-do platforms or businesses that are really moving, you know, if you just be kind a little bit more, if you just smile, if you just say thank you to the little guy, you know what I'm saying? If you just decide to give something extra, you know, sometimes the politics, what's wrong with the politics of America is that it's too political. Somebody's got to back off the politics and use common sense and say, you know what? I want to give back. And I know that's this narcissistic attitude, you know, well, nope, I can't. I'm not going to help you. You help yourself. Okay, maybe I'm not talking to you, but if you're self-employed, you know you're going to need some help, so you offer some. I mean, whatever. Take care of yourself.
You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station.
Hi, Jamaica Chapel, College Park, Georgia, in the house. You're listening to SIBN Radio.
Hi, this is Ted Bones calling from Richmond, Virginia, and you're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up now.
Hi, this is VJ Washington calling from Atlanta, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. So turn it up.
Hi, my name is Sonia Claiborne from East St. Louis, Illinois, by way of Carruthersville, Missouri. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Turn it up.
What's good? It's your boy Joe coming from Snellville, Georgia. You're listening to the Lifestyle Improvement Station, SIBN Radio. Y'all turn it up.
You're listening to the sounds of your lifestyle improvement station, changing the way we live. SIBN FM, powered by Select USA TV.
We interrupt this program to simply say thank you for your listenership here on SIBN Radio. We do not take what you're giving to us for granted. By all means, we invite you to be a part of our family in a deeper way. You can visit our websites, www.sibntelevision.com. You'll see a community page at the top there, and you can join free of charge with your email and share your thoughts, pictures, and so much more right there on the site. And for those of you that would like to listen more regularly to our block programming, you can visit www.sibnradio-by-selectusatv.com. We're now looking for interns for the SIBN networks, and there is no shortage of work that needs to be done. Simply email us your bio or resume to globalcoverage@selectusatv.info. New programming is always a consideration here at the networks, and we invite you to share your ideas, concepts, or vision. As we move forward with a global multimedia platform, we expect great things. We now want to return you to your regularly scheduled program. And again, from our hearts to yours, thank you. You're listening to SIBN Radio on the Select USA TV iBroadcasting Network. You're listening to SIBN Radio.